Thanks for joining again us. And here is Peak of the Week. The 20th extraordinary session of the Executive Council of the African Union was started in Finfinne City, Ethiopia last week. Olkaba Wondomo has the detail.
The 20th extraordinary session of the Executive Council and the 11th ordinary session of the Assembly of Head of State and Government of African Union has kicked off in its headquarters of Finfinne City of Ethiopia. The Executive Council meeting brings together the Foreign Affairs Minister of African Union members. On the official opening ceremony of the Executive Council of African Union, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Moussa Faki Mohammed, while addressing speech, said the Union will work for the reform of institutions among its state members and organs.
Ongoing institutional reform is undoubtedly one of the most ambitious initiatives for change ever taken by our union. By taking into the hands the leadership of the reform, our leaders marked their determination to follow up on all the aspects and ensure its successful conclusion. Therefore, our role for all of us, you as the Executive Council and we as the Commission, is to contribute as best as we can to the success of the summit.
He also underscored that the Commission will further work for improvement of the peace and security of the continent.
It is enough that at this stage we underscore that the new Cotonou Agreement will afford us the opportunity that will take into account our needs and in the areas of peace and security, governance and integration in order to serve as a lever for the fulfillment of our aspirations as contained in Agenda 2063.
Representatives of the African Union Council of Executive Ministers and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Rwanda, Dr. Richard Sazibara, for his part, noted that the Council will work for the betterment and strengthening of the Union.
Allow me to end this introduction by saying that I'm happy to see many familiar faces in this room, friends that I have known for years and worked with in the past, friends that I truly look forward to reconnecting with in order to advance our common AU agenda for the benefit of the African people.
He also underlined that the ongoing institutional reform is registering progress in a number of areas, which the African Union Commission Chair Moussa Faki Mohammed stated. The Executive Council meeting will be expected to consider the draft agenda and declaration of the Permanent Representative Committee members come out of their discussion. The Executive Council of African Union is expected to transfer different decisions upon the issues of Africa. For Open News Report, Olkaba Wondomo from Finfinne City of Ethiopia.
Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, has called upon leaders of Africa to play their level best for the success of the African Union Commission reform agenda. The 11th extraordinary session of the Assembly of Heads of State of African countries held in Finfinne City. Again, Olkaba Wondomo brings us the detail.
The African Union Commission 11th extraordinary session of Head of States underway in Finfinne City. On the opening speech, Chairperson of the African Union Commission Moussa Faki Mohammed said the summit would benefit the member states so as to exchange views on the institutional reform agendas. Adding, despite many works done, the Commission will have many assignments ahead. Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, while addressing his first speech ever on AU, said Finfinne City is the headquarters of African Union and he welcomes the Head of States. Adding, the prospect for success rests upon United Africa.
We need a fit and active commission to drive our continental agenda and drive its priorities. However, reform does not start and end with the commission. It starts and ends with the leaders who must set the right expectation and tempo. However, to get there, to go from the concrete policy reforms to institutional improvement, there need to be a mechanism of accountability.
The Premier also shared the best experiences that Ethiopia has registered in ensuring equal representation of women in all senior positions and the crackdown of corruption rings in the country.
My administration is fully cognizant and committed to these principles. As such, Ethiopia is undergoing a profound renewal, and in the past 7 months, far-reaching reforms were in place in response to various challenges. We have opened new political space for dialogue, released thousands of prisoners, lifted bans placed upon political parties and media outlets, and unblocked websites. We are now actively cracking down on corruption rings and reforming our judicial system in its entirety.
Abiy also underscored that the Horn of Africa has finally started experiencing state of relative peace and stability. Paul Kagame, for his part, noted that the summit will play a very important role in advancing the Union forward.
The purpose of this extraordinary summit is to advance the institutional reform of our Union. Events on our continent and across the world continue to confirm the urgency and necessity of this project. The goal is simple: to make Africa stronger and give our people the future they deserve.
Both Prime Minister of Ethiopia and the Africa Union President Paul Kagame has praised the lifting of sanctions from Eritrea. Paul Kagame also praised Prime Minister of Ethiopia Dr. Abiy Ahmed and President of Eritrea Isaias Afwerki for their historic and courageous action. Furthermore, the heads of states are expected to discuss on structure and portfolio of the senior leadership of the Commission, selection of the senior leadership of the Commission, termination of the appointments of the senior leadership of the Commission, financial and administrative reforms, including performance management.
You are attending Peak of the Week that comes to you live from Oromia Broadcasting Network. Let's proceed to the remaining one. The Oromo Democratic Party and Oromo Liberation Front, OLF, have announced that they will implement the agreement they signed last month in Asmara. President of the Oromia Regional State Government, Lamma Magarsa, and OLF leader Daud Ibsa have reaffirmed their readiness to unite and mobilize the Oromo people for common goal. Fakadu Branu has the detail.
The Oromo Democratic Party and Oromo Liberation Front have discussed ways of implementing the agreement they signed earlier in Asmara City, Eritrea. Accordingly, President of the Oromia Regional State Lamma Magarsa and the Chairperson of Oromo Liberation Front Daud Ibsa have briefed OBN on the issue. Chairperson of OLF Daud Ibsa said that they have agreed to work together for the better benefit of the Oromo people.
Dhimma kana keessatti egaa waan guddaan biyya kana keessatti jijjiirama jalqabe kana akka fiixa bahu.
We have agreed to work together to better transform the ongoing reform. The government and all Oromo political parties should ensure the supremacy of the law in doing so. In the last 2 months, we faced some problems to implement it. It was caused due to reasons beyond our power. But now we are working with our elders to solve the problems from grassroots.
He also called upon Oromo political parties to work together with themselves as well as with the government to ensure peace and stability in the region. President of the Oromia Regional State Lamma Magarsa, for his part, noted that the two parties have agreed to peacefully struggle for Oromo people in their discussion they have made in Asmara. He said that failure to implement the Asmara agreement led to tensions and disturbances in some parts of the region. Lamma further noted that his government is ready to work with OLF for the benefit of Oromo people.
Today, we've discussed with our elders how to work together with the Oromo Liberation Front. As the Oromia Regional State Government, as well as Oromo Democratic Party, we're ready to work with Oromo Liberation Front for better life of our people. Our members, security bodies, and the militias should understand this and play all their level best to ensure peace of our people. If we do so, we can fully answer the public question.
The President has also called upon the youth of the region to play their part in economic development through breaking enormous agenda.
That brings us to the end for this Peak of the Week edition. Thank you for watching and have a nice time with the remaining OBN's programs.